Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Remedies and Realities. I'm your host, Angie Blake. Thank you for joining me today. Today's episode, I'm really excited to bring to you guys, is all about peptides. And maybe you've heard the word peptides, but you don't exactly know what they are or what they do or if they're right for you. And the answer to that last one is probably going to be yes. They are pretty much good for everybody, including ladies. Listen up, including ladies. I know a lot of times when you hear peptides, you automatically think of the muscle building peptides, and so you think of the guys taking them. And I do know a lot of guys that take peptides. However, I just want you ladies to know, if you have been going through menopause and your doctor has told you that your only option is HRT, which is hormone replace therapy, and that you'll likely be on it for the rest of your life, I just want you to know that is not true. I wasn't exactly told that, but I was made to believe that was my only option. I went about 10 years postmenopause before I caved in and went ahead and did HRT. And I hated every minute of it. It was awful. We just could not get the balance right. After we did blood work, we found that I was low on estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone. So all three of those hormones I was supposed to be taking. And I mean, my doctor said we had to tweak the balance. And I mean, it was if it was too much testosterone, I had road rage. I couldn't sleep. I was irritable. I was moody. If I got too much estrogen, I was crying at the drop of a hat. I was still moody and irritable. I still wasn't able to sleep. If I took that progesterone at the wrong time, I would just conk out in the middle of the day. It was chaos. And I hated it. And so I really dug in and started doing some research. And I just stumbled upon a video of a female physician talking about doing peptides herself for the symptoms of menopause. Now, let me pause for just a second. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you the actual definition of what a peptide is. And then I'm going to tell you in layman's terms, which is easier for me to understand. Okay, but peptides are small proteins that work uniquely to signal specific cellular or physiological processes. These little snippets of proteins are found abundantly in nature, and many of which naturally occur in the human body. So we have thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of peptides in our body already. They are actually the building blocks of the building blocks. They're smaller than amino acids. Okay. And it says peptides play a vital role in regulating various processes in your body, including hormone production and signaling. Bingo, that's exactly what I was looking for. Also, they're responsible for communications between cells, wound and tissue healing and regeneration, immune functions, metabolic functions. I know you probably have seen the ads about peptides that help you lose weight. They target your metabolic system, brain and neurological functions, physical and cognitive performance, reproduction and sexual health. They also are involved in the anti-aging process, anabolic processes such as muscle building. And there's the one that you also may be familiar with when the guys are taking them and they're working out in the gym. And then they're also helpful for sleep and circadian rhythm. So all of that sounds pretty good, huh? Let me tell you in layman's terms. what peptides actually do. So as we age and our organs stop performing at top performance, it's not always the fault of our organs that are slowing down. Sometimes we damage our organs. For instance, if we have drank a lot during our lifetime, our liver may be damaged and it may not be able to perform fully because of that damage. However, what normally happens in the aging process is the pituitary gland is the organ that is going to send signals to all of our other organs, and it's going to kickstart our organs and tell them what they need to do. Okay. And so all peptides do is they just target one organ, your pituitary gland. And it would tell the pituitary gland to send signals to produce the right amount for my body of estrogen, the correct amount of testosterone, the correct amount of progesterone. And then my body is doing the work it naturally should be doing, the same work it was doing when I was much younger in my 20s and 30s. And that is what I want. I do not want to pump my body full of hormones and let my organs get lazy and just stop producing. Why would anyone want to do that? If my body can do it itself, it's going to be much better if it just does it naturally. So that was my goal. And that is why I turned to peptides. So I did tons and tons and tons of research, you guys. I was super engrossed in this subject. I could not get enough information. So after researching for several months, which, by the way, I would highly encourage each one of you to do. Do not just take my word for it. What works for me may not work for you. So I researched, I settled on a stack of 3 different peptides that I felt would work for me. And I discussed it with my doctor. And again, I would highly suggest that you do the same. Okay, I am not a doctor. I am not medically trained. I am not giving you medical advice. I am simply telling you what has worked for me and asked you to do your own research, talk it over with your doctor, and decide what's best for you. So after I decided on a stack of 3 peptides, and the 3 that I chose are Fragment 176-191. They're named really odd names. So this one is called FRAG for short. CJC 1295 is the second peptide that is in my stack, and ipamorelin, and that one's very common. CJC and ipamorelin are pretty common out there. So anyway, what happens is I go online and buy them myself from the manufacturer. I did discuss this with my doctor. I showed her the website, and she knows that I do extensive, very good research, and she also sells peptides in her clinic. And she said that that's exactly the stack that she would choose for me if I were going to go through her and get my peptides from her. The reason I do not go through my doctor and get them from her is because it would be about $800 a month to do that. When I go through the manufacturer and I get the peptides myself, it comes in a little vial like this. And all 3 of the peptides that I told you are in this one vial. And it comes powdered. It's just a little bitty white powder down in the bottom of this vial. And so what I have to do, these are the steps that your doctor will do and why it costs more to go through your doctor than to do it yourself. Some people aren't comfortable reconstituting something like this, but I just get a little, this came in a pack of 3 actually, and I got this from Amazon, and it is called bacteriostatic H2O, and it's just reconstitution water. And so what I do is I have a larger syringe, and of course you're going to want alcohol pads, right? And you're going to sterilize everything. So I sterilize my needle, I sterilize the top of my bottle, even when I just open it. And then I'm going to put the syringe in and draw out as much fluid out of here as will fit in this vial and just fill the vial up. You want to put it in slowly. You don't want to squish it in quickly. And you can just roll it around and you'll see that the powder just disappears and it becomes completely clear, and it's clear just like this. So and then what I do is I have a little tiny needle. I actually have smaller needles than this, but the last ones that I ordered were these. They even have smaller syringes that are about this size, like tinier, even smaller around. But the needle size is the same. Anyway, it's just a tiny little 1/4 inch needle. It's the same kind of needle that people would use who are diabetic. And I give myself an injection about 5 days a week. So you don't want to do it every single day because your body will get used to it and it will be less effective. So I take a break. I generally have plans and I go out and play on Friday night and Saturday night. And so Friday nights and Saturday nights, I don't do peptides. On Sunday, I start doing peptides and I do them up till Thursday night. I do them about 9 o'clock before I go to bed because they do help with the circadian rhythm and they help with the sleep rhythm. So, I mean, it's really simple. Some people wig out at needles and they don't think that they would be able to give themselves injections. It's no problem for me. It's no issue whatsoever. I do get my blood checked with my doctor every 3 months. We do a full blood workup and she checks my levels. I had completely stopped taking my hormones. They were completely out of my system before I started taking the peptides. I had only been on my peptides for about probably less than a month, maybe 3 weeks. And my doctor did the full blood workup, and every single hormone level was just right there in that sweet spot. It was absolutely perfect. So much better than it had been when I had been on HRT. And I felt great. I had tons of energy. I was in a great mood. I was sleeping well. One of the peptides that I chose is very good for after you work out, for not really healing your muscles, but just giving you a less recoup time. Because I will tell you, as you get older and you still want to work out at the gym, the recoup time is going to get longer and longer. And I was actually only able to get into the gym about 2 or 3 days a week because I was so sore after I worked out, even if I wasn't working out with very heavy weights. The recoup time still took a lot for me until I started taking these peptides. And now I'm in the gym about 5 days a week. I feel awesome. I'm lifting more weight. I'm able to gain more muscle, do it quicker, and I feel amazing. I feel like I did in my 30s. I mean, I really do. I feel like my body is working the way it's supposed to. I had gained a lot of weight on HRT, and with the peptides, I would say within 8 weeks or so, I was back down to the size that I was when I graduated high school. I'm in exactly the same size of clothes. It's kind of laid out a little differently. Maybe I'm shaped a little different, but I still wear the same size. That happens in old age too. I don't know if peptide can help us with that, but I'm super happy, really excited with the results. I shout about peptides from the rooftops, especially to women who are in menopause, going through menopause or in post menopause, who are just miserable doing HRT. I just want every woman to know that is not the only option. They are lying to you. You can do this. You can do peptides and your body is doing the work it's supposed to do. It's more natural. It's easier. It's just, oh, it's so much better for me. And everybody I have directed to peptides are very happy with the results. as well. I hope if you decide to try the peptides that you will get great results as well. And if you do try peptides and get great results, I would love for you to reach out to me and let me know. I would love to hear all about your experience and what peptides you settled on and why you settled on those and what your doctor thought about it. I will tell you, the website that I get my peptides from is called biotechpeptides.com. They are all American made, produced and distributed only in the United States. My doctor was buying her peptides from another website. I don't know what the other one was that she was using, but FDA actually shut hers down. They don't like peptides because these are more natural, and Big Pharma is not making money on peptides. And so you can imagine there's a battle going on there with any other natural product. Um, just so you know, if you go to look them up and you don't see the most amazing things on the first page of Google, Big Pharma is paying some big bucks. So anyway, they shut down the website that my doctor was buying her peptides from, and she called me up and she said that was about 70% of her clientele. And she wanted to know what website that I use because she, again, knew that I do really extensive research, and she had looked at my website and she remembered that it was all on the up and up and she really liked it. And so now my doctor even buys her peptides from the same website that I'm going to leave down in the links in the bottom in case you would like to try that as well. I'll also leave the link to this stereostatic water on Amazon. You can get this anywhere, but it's really cheap. Like I said, it came in 3 bottles. I've gone through, this might be my third bottle, but I've probably had them for like 2 years. I mean, they'll last forever. My peptides, this little vial, will last me anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. I mean, I don't even use it in 30 days. It lasts me about 2 months. And when I purchased them, the last time I purchased, it was $87 for my stack of three with $10 shipping. And if you use Zelle or something like that, they'll give you a little discount. So on my last order, I'm going to order again probably this week, but my last order was placed April 15th, and it was $92.40. And we are middle of July right now. I I have I have enough peptides to last probably another week or maybe a week and a half, but I'll go ahead and order. And so, anyway, I hope you found this information interesting and helpful. I want to also just to give you a heads up. There's another peptide that I take that is called melanotan, and I am going to do a part 2 to my peptide episode, and my episode 3 is going to be all about melanotan. I have it really doesn't show up that great on the camera, but I actually have a really nice bronze tan. It is the darkest that I've been in a very, very long time. And last year, I even went to Fiji for 10 days. And so I was really dark last year, and I'm even darker now than I was last year. And I have not been in the sun at all this year. Like, even when I go play pickleball outside, I'm playing on a court that's in the shade. I love being in the sun, but I just haven't been able to find the time to get out in the sun this year. So, I heard about melanotan from a friend of mine who owns a med spa. And he also is a professional bodybuilder. So he uses this. You know how dark the bodybuilders get whenever they go and compete. And this is what he uses. He uses melanotan, and it tans you from the inside out. And it is a beautiful, even tan. and it's a beautiful color. And so many people have complimented me on my tan this year and wanted to know my secret. And people have accused me of being on vacation and laying out at the pool all the time. And when I just wink at them and tell them I have a shortcut, they want to know. So I promised everyone I would do a show on melanotan. So that's coming up next. And I'll give you all the information on that. And I'm excited to share that information with you as well. So, again, my peptides. I get it from biotechpeptides.com. This is spirostatic water. I get that from Amazon. I'll leave you links for everything. And again, do your own research, talk to your doctor, get some blood work done, know your levels before. I get my blood work done every 3 months, and then go back and be able to compare to make sure that the peptides are doing for you what they do for me. And again, if you have any other information, if you find out anything, if you have your story to share, I am excited to hear about that. Just share it with me in the comments below. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of Remedies and Realities.